Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing things a little bit differently this week. So what I'm planning on doing is really helping you to engage that intuition of yours to find which reading is right for you. So rather than doing an Aries reading, a Taurus reading, a Gemini reading, I'm doing pick a card readings for each set of signs. So this pick a card reading is aimed at people with a strong fire sign placement. So we're talking Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. If you want to watch for your sun sign, that's absolutely fine. If you want to check out your other placements, ones that I really recommend are if you have a question involving your friendship group, your community, communication, check out your Mercury placement. If you have questions regarding your love life, check out your Venus placement. If you have something that you want to take action on, something that you want to do, or something that's making you quite irritated, you're going to want to check out your Mars placement. So in the description box down below will be a link to Astrology Cafe, which is the site that I use to check out birth charts. You can go and use a different site if you want to, go and find out your placements. Don't worry too much about the time you were born, we're just looking at your general placements. So go and find out that information if you can. And yeah, really use your own intuition to find your reading this week. So if you are looking for a fire sign reading, or you just feel drawn to this video for some reason, then what I'd like you to do next is take a moment to pause the video and look at these three piles, can't speak, really kind of close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, big breath in, big breath out, kind of release everything, focus on the question or the situation that's in your mind, really focus on it, open your eyes and see if any of these piles are kind of drawing you. Where do your eyes go? Do you feel like pulls towards one pile more than the others? That's your intuition talking. If none of them are for you, maybe go and check out a different set of readings. But what I have here is Amethyst, Citrine, Rose Quartz. So once you've picked your pile, go to that description box down below. There'll be timestamps there. You can hit the timestamp that matches your crystal of your choosing. If it doesn't speak to you today, if it's just not your reading, that's fine. Maybe go and check out a different placement. Sometimes our intuition is stronger on certain days than others. Sometimes you know, we just have to do a little bit more meditation beforehand. But this is all designed to get you to trust your instincts, right? Trust that niggle, trust that gut feeling, and we'll see where it takes you. Now, the overall message for the fire signs, I was lighting you a dragon's blood joss stick because dragon's blood to me is fire energy, sort of passion, confidence, all these kind of lovely things that come with the wands energy in the tarot. But I lit the first match and it burnt out. So I had to light a second match, and that one had a really lovely flame, and it's lit the joss stick and it's burning away beautifully in the background. So what I'm getting from that for some of you is that there may be something, or perhaps a particular relationship. I'm sorry for my phone pinging. Maybe a particular relationship or a situation, something that you tried to get off the ground, something that didn't work out the first time, and this is kind of saying give it a second chance. So I'm not saying you have to get back with your ex if it didn't work out and you don't want to speak to them again. I'm not saying anything like that, but maybe you wanted to have a relationship with somebody, it didn't really work out the first time, saying give it a second chance. Maybe you tried to get your foot in the door with a certain career, it didn't really get off the ground, or a certain business project didn't really work out, give it a second try. So this is something that you want, and yeah, just don't give up, give it a second chance, maybe give it a few times, and eventually you're going to get that really beautiful, warm, consistent flame. Okay, so that's the kind of overall message. I also got the song Flames by Modsun, so that's kind of general for all fire signs, right? Flames by Modsun and Avril Lavigne. Could I have picked a more appropriately named song for the fire signs? So yeah, that's kind of your general messages. Also, there may be something about unicorns. I'm getting guided to use a unicorn deck, but I don't have a unicorn deck. So if you're watching other tarot readers and they pull out a card with a unicorn on, pay special attention to that, because there's something about unicorns trying to come through for your readings too. All right, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to let you pause. I'm going to let you choose which pile's yours. Some of you may have already decided. Go and hit that timestamp in the description box down below, and I will see you at your reading. Hello to those of you who chose pile one, the Amethyst reading. So I haven't looked at your card yet. I'm going to be as surprised as you are. The song though that randomized for you on Spotify is it's by Wolf Alice, who I absolutely love at the moment. I'm obsessed with Wolf Alice, and it's Wicked Games. It's a cover of the song Wicked Games, which some of you may be more familiar with. So here you go, Wicked Game, Wolf Alice. It's a beautiful, beautiful version of the song, and I strongly recommend you go and listen to that. So it's this live from Spotify London, Wicked Game by Wolf Alice. The song will be in the description box down below, so you can check that out if you forget the name of it. But it's what a wicked thing to do to make me dream of you. I don't want to fall in love with you. What a wicked game to play to make me feel this way. But it's the most beautiful cover, and it really comes in with this sense of kind of falling in love or having strong feelings for somebody. Really enjoying those feelings. It's almost like love as something that's intoxicating. So love as something that made a note saying you're trying to resist the irresistible. So if that resonates for you, this may be your reading. If not, maybe go and pick a different reading. I don't know what the cards are yet, so something else may come out. Let's get you a song on camera as well. So a song for pile one, please. A song for pile one. Ooh, advert. It was an advert, but it was Falling Apart by Raven Owens. I'm just going to actually pause and let the advert play through so we can have a look at the lyrics. All right, so here we go. I've got the lyrics up. I'm falling apart and I need you when I'm on my own. I really need you right now, but I won't let it break my soul. You're always there with me. I can hardly tell when you're listening to me. Maybe it's the sentiment. Empty in your eyes, you're seeing right through me. All the words you say, you don't mean them. Love is the reason why I'm breathing. I'm still fighting with my demons. Yeah, I'm so stuck in my head. I'm falling apart. So, do go and check out the full lyrics to that song. Go and have a listen to that song on Spotify, Falling Apart by Raven Owens. Again, they'll be in the description box down below. So definitely getting this feeling of really longing for someone with those two songs. Really longing for someone, really really wanting to be with somebody, really kind of like beating yourself up a little bit for having feelings for somebody. Perhaps they're not reciprocated, which is, you know, a frustrating situation to be in. Perhaps this is a situation where you just can't be with the person that you want to be with. Some of you, I think, are quite closed off because you've been hurt in the past. So there's a line in that Wicked Game where they're saying, it's kind of in the background, it's like, I think they say in that version, this song is only going to break your heart. So, like, the love song, right? The love song of you and somebody else. It's like, if I go for this, am I going to be heartbroken? Is this going to cause me pain? A little bit of confirmation there. I'm saying that's confirmation of the way some of you are thinking or feeling, not that you're going to get your heart broken. But, you know, there's beauty in pain, I want to say. There's beauty in the story. So there's something about, don't fight your feelings, accept your feelings. You know, feeling things is part of being human, it's normal, and there is beauty. You know, whenever we feel a positive emotion like love, there's beauty in it. And yes, it can be very painful if we have a lot of love for somebody and we can't. I think there's expectations, you know, if we have expectations of like how we see these feelings playing out in our lives, I think that's where the pain comes in. But if we can learn to just kind of release expectations, live with the way that we feel and be like, I'm okay with feeling this, you know, there's actually a lot of beauty in these feelings, and I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to enjoy being a human being who's alive and has the ability to feel this. So I think it is a little bit of perspective coming into play, whatever your situation. But I think we'll jump into your cards in just a second and see what the cards have for you too. So some words for you that I pulled out are summer, gone, and world. So I don't know if that means anything to anyone. Also, the names in those songs and the singers themselves, maybe somebody knows someone called Alice, Ray, or Owen. Also, there's two animals in those performers' names. So there's wolves with Wolf Alice, and a raven is kind of like ravens. So maybe wolves and ravens may be your spirit guides at the moment. Watch out for those. If you spot them, I don't know, in films or out in the wild, you know, how is that animal behaving? Is there a message trying to come through with that? Okay, this is your advice card. I haven't looked at it yet. I don't know what it is, so I'm going to pop that up there for you. So let's start. I'm going to start at the bottom. We have the nectar. That's really beautiful, actually. The nectar card talks about removing toxins and healing energy. I see love as the ultimate healing energy. So love as a healing force. The tiger, yeah, definitely. Whoever's coming to the reading, fire signs, fire sign placements, you have the hots for somebody, or somebody strongly has the hots for you. The tiger card to me is it always talks about being very, very focused on something that you really want, and it's like there's some kind of barrier that's stopping you from having it. It's specifically, this card reminds me of a story from when my daughter was a little toddler. She was a little baby, and we went to the zoo one day when it was quite quiet, and it was getting close to feeding time, and the tigers were pacing the cage, and as my little girl was kind of walking around outside the cage, the tigers were following her, and I thought it's a good thing those bars are there, because they would have ate my daughter. So that's a very creepy way of putting it, but to me it's just representative of that intense desire, that intense focus, that intense want for something. But there is something that's kind of like, this is the tiger that can't quite have what it wants yet, you know. So strong possibly sexual desire, a strong desire, a strong need, a strong want for something, because I think it's showing as nectar. It's showing us something tasty, right? It's showing us something that's going to be very healing, very pleasant, and also just noticing that intense stare of the tiger there, and the what's kind of showing around here at the edge of this image is almost like an eye, you know. It's like an iris, so it's almost like this is what that tiger's focused on, and it's a flower, right? It's wanting the it's coming through as sexual. It's wanting the you know, the nectar inside the flower. I don't know. I don't know what some of you were up to. It's not going to be for everybody. You have the 9 of Wands. So this is quite a heavy burden. These feelings are a heavy burden. They feel like, you know, you're in that wounded warrior energy. They're sort of telling me like the wounded poet or something. And they're showing me like an old-fashioned kind of romantic night. Now they're showing me, I can never say his name. Is it Carey? I can never get his name. He's the guy out of The Princess Bride, is what they're showing me, right? It's just this like Don Juan kind of Lothario energy that's coming through, or like this romantic kind of passionate romantic kind of, I don't know, like sexual desire. And it just feels like, because they're showing me his mask in that film, he wears a mask. It's like I can't reveal this, right? So definitely going into this wounded warrior energy of perhaps having feelings for a long time and not being able to take action from them, but also not being able to release them. That song that played for all the signs was Flames by Modson. It's I still burn for you. It's like I've tried to release this. What does he say? Up in flames, light a match and put it to my name, but I still burn for you. It's like you tried to release me, I've tried to release you, but we can't deny this magnetic attraction. So sitting with that, living with that, the tiger can't have what it wants. So what does the tiger do except for pace the cage, you know? Yeah, very, very romantic here. Somebody wants to seduce somebody wants to express their feelings. There's a little note on these flowers, tulips as well. They, you know, they can symbolize friendship, but it feels like more, these look like forget-me-nots to me as well. I'm not quite sure what flowers they are, but they're coming through to me as forget-me-nots. It's like, don't forget about me. You know, maybe you've not seen each other for a long time. You've not been with each other for a long time because of COVID. Don't forget about me. I still love you. I still have strong feelings for you. Again, with this 9, it feels like it's not something that can be let go of easily. This is also the Queen of Swords for me, the Queen of spears, what are they called? Spades. Translates to the Queen of Swords. So could have a Libra placement somewhere, either you or your person. But yeah, it feels like communication here, very loving communication. Perhaps not able to because of all the restriction that I'm picking up on. What else, please? Lover's card, guys. Like, Yeah, this is definitely sexual energy, strong, very passionate, strong sexual energy in this reading. I could be dealing with a Leo, by the way, with it being a tiger, but not necessarily. The two doves as well as like lovebirds. I think the feeling is mutual here. I think possibly this is somebody that you have been with in the past, but you've not been able to be close to, for quite some time. I feel the frustration, definitely like sexual frustration, but kind of like romantic frustration as well. It's just wanting to be able to hold this person, wanting to be able to tell them how you feel. Just I'm really getting like holding in your arms energy. What am I getting? I'm getting a song. In these arms tonight. What is that? I'll hold you. I'll need you. I'll get down on my knees for you. I'll love you till the end of time, right? To have you in these arms tonight. I think it's Bon Jovi. Um, but holding back, holding back. I'm gonna make a note of that song as I'm speaking here, because that is the card about shielding, saving things, holding back. It's a bit of a Scrooge energy, but yeah, it just really feels like guarded against this, right? In these arms, I think it is, right? In these arms, Bon Jovi. Jovi as well is standing out to me. Jove is the name for God, right? So it feels like with this Lovers card popping out, which is not the Lovers card of the tarot, just to kind of say that there is a bit of a difference, but I'm getting from it this kind of divinely guided. It feels like, this feels like soulmate energy. This feels like your person. Very strong magnetic connection here, but you don't want to be foolish. So you've got this holding back energy. You don't want to be a fool in love. What does she say in that Wolf Alice song? Um, it's strange what desire will make foolish people do, and you don't want to be the fool. Perhaps some of you are Aries energy, not wanting to be the fool, so kind of playing it safe a little bit here, holding back, even though there's this gorgeous berry offering this flower. Look, it's like I don't know which one of you is offering. It's like one of you is communicating, one of you is holding out these flowers, one of you is prepared to throw your cards on the table here, but the other person's holding back, like so scared of being hurt here. Definitely picking up on Libra energy. I don't know why exactly. I think with this Queen of Swords here, but also this, I'm noticing these like stag-like branches coming out of her head. And I know Nicholas Ashbow's reading was picking up on this, like reindeer energy for Libra, so I think that's what's triggering me to think Libra there. I think as well, just generally with the romance, I don't know if some of you have strong Libra in your chart, maybe some of you have Venus in Libra, but it's very, very romantic as well. The moon, actually, this may be why, as I'm doing this reading, the moon has just entered Libra. So again, like the moon is a very emotional body. So, and Libra is the sign that's all about love. So it feels like, it just feels like a very, like dealing with your emotions about your feelings is how it feels. The bison ritual, perhaps some of you do have some sort of ritual. I'm getting for some of you may be dealing with somebody, or that you have, you've made mistakes in the past. Perhaps you've been in that Knight of Wands energy where you've kind of been a bit of a fool in love, you've had your heart broken. I'm getting some of you may have, I don't want to say sex addiction, I'm not seeing the devil card here or anything like that, but maybe some of you do tend to act impulsively on your desires, especially with that tiger card there. But it really feels like, tell me training. It really feels like dog training kind of thing. Is it how it came through? It's like I'm hearing putting your own muzzle on. It feels like learning how to be in the King of Swords energy or the Queen of Swords energy, where you get control of your passions and you learn how to hold back. You learn how to sit with those feelings, right? You don't have to act on them. This is a lesson for some of you. You don't have to act on them. Some of you can restrain yourself, right? That's what you're learning to do. Some of you may have rituals in order to help you learn how to do this. It's like, okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some kind of support group or some kind of like some of you maybe have gone to counselling or something like that. It's almost like when sometimes people have a rubber band on the wrist, and it's like if they have a negative thought, they pull the rubber band, it snaps back and hurts them. So it's like training yourself not to act on impulse. So I don't know if some of you have a little bit of a ritual around that. There's also something about respect coming through, doing things respectfully. Again, we've got these flowers, right? Doing something in kind of a traditional romantic way rather than perhaps just seizing what you want. Because the story of this bison card is actually I think it's Native Americans, or I'm hearing Apache. I don't know if that's something for somebody. I don't think that's specifically what that card's about, but these two men were kind of wandering around hunting for bison, and they see this woman. She suddenly appears in front of them in this white gown, and one of them is a bit like, oh hey yo, I'm gonna go and chat her up kind of thing, but this woman's actually a goddess. She strikes this person down immediately, where the second man is much more he holds back. He honors this goddess. He recognizes her divinity, and he approaches her respectfully, and he's rewarded with abundant crops. Like his tribe never have to want for anything. So there's something here about being respectful, holding yourself back, coming forward in a appropriate manner towards the people that you like, and not just going in and expecting people to fall into your arms perhaps. Let's see what else we have here. Magical gateway. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown, yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. Yeah, so it definitely feels like one of these two energies is holding back. One of these energies is a little bit reserved. Perhaps somebody is afraid of this intense desire of the other person. It's like, yes, I feel this sexual desire, I feel this tension, but perhaps I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to, or maybe some of you do want to be taken advantage of. I don't know. But it's like, I don't want to be hurt. I don't want this to be like, there's love here, right? In that Wicked Game song, she's saying she loves the person. So it's like, I don't want to be taken advantage of and, disposed of the next day, discarded the next day. But, that's just fear talking. I think you do sometimes have to take chances in love. You do have to risk getting hurt. Otherwise, if you constantly hold back, you're never gonna make those connections. So maybe that is something for somebody. Obviously, take proper precautions. Seven of Cups. Yeah, somebody does have choices. Somebody may have a lot of choices, or this may be somebody's concern. I can see that this person has a lot of options. So what do they want from me? Are they really going to stick around with me if this person could definitely be a little bit of a player, a bit of, like I say, a little bit of a Lothario character, a lot of people interested in them. Perhaps this person has sipped from a lot of cups in the past. So I think if you're this person who's holding back, I think you have to figure out, what do you actually want from this? Are you willing to live in the moment, possibly have, I don't know, a one-night stand with this person just to have the experience without expecting anything more than that? Or do you have expectations that you're not going to be able to release? So if I think that is coming from this person's side a little bit, where they have to make their mind up about what they actually want, because you can't change another person, right? And if you have perhaps unfortunately developed very, very strong feelings for somebody who is a bit of a free spirit, perhaps a Sagittarian energy, you can't expect a leopard to change its spots, a tiger to change its stripes. So that's the expectations on your side. So are you willing to take this person for who they are and spend the time with them and enjoy that time with them without any expectations of what the future is going to hold? Or is that too much of a risk for you? Is that something that you are very guarded against? I think there is a question there. Somebody's a little bit confused. Perhaps a little bit confused about the intentions of the other person. We have Wreath, a sorrow over a loss. We have Mountain, major challenges to overcome. And we have Forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Yeah, so the Forest and the Seven of Cups, somebody's definitely a little bit confused, a little bit unclear. I think a little bit unclear about what they actually want. I think this relationship has caused this person to do a lot of soul searching, to do a lot of thinking in terms of what's right for me, what do I want, what does this relationship mean to me, and I think it is coming from this kind of pause or this space where there is separation, you know, this wounded warrior energy. It seems like it's time for introspection and yeah, but there's a lot of confusion. Sorrow over a loss. I feel like, again, this could be past relationships where somebody's been hurt in the past. So it's like, am I really willing to open up again? And then major challenge to overcome. I mean, wounded warrior energy, if somebody's going to get over that mountain, it's the wounded warrior, because they have the perseverance, especially with this focus of the tiger. So I'm not sure. But as I say, this nectar is a very, very healing energy. It's it removes any kind of toxic, like any kind of toxicity out of the situation. Nectar soothes and eases. So I do feel like this is a relationship where potentially there's a lot of healing that could be done if these two people come together. But there is a question over where is this going to go? What do we want from this? So let's get your advice here. Gorgeous. Definitely could be Leo involved, Leo energy in general. Lion spirit, be generous of spirit. So let's have a read. 37. I do think you should just enjoy the feelings, like whatever, without the expectations of taking any action here. Enjoy the romance of it. Enjoy feeling those feelings of desire and heat, because they're very, like, if you just close your eyes and listen to that Wicked Games cover by Wolf Alice, it's such a beautiful song. Like, I could sit in the energy of that song for days. It's such a nice energy because it's so romantic as well. Be generous of spirit. A healthy ego means you ease God's order. A healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. Lion Spirit's appearance is a reminder that you have been given the gift of pride and a healthy sense of your worth to express your divine, authentic self in a unique way. Sorry, I'm reading that a bit strange. Lion Spirit's appearance is a reminder that you have been given the gift of pride and a healthy sense of your worth to express your divine, authentic self in a unique way. You are both the king and the queen, securing your prosperity and wisdom, and generous of spirit as you help others. Take pride in your ability to serve from the heart. Contentment with what you have right now allows you to use your resources wisely as you give to others in ways that educate, heal, nectar, and inspire and delight. Be proud yet humble. Practice gratitude, and you will find that the accolades that come to you are no match for the joy of knowing what you have been able to do for others through expressing the bounty of generosity within you. Lion Spirit knows that there is a great savannah before you and many who will benefit from the healthy expression of your unique set of gifts if you choose to work in partnership with Spirit. All your friendships flourish as you express your worth and generosity of spirit with humility and kindness. What a blessing you can be to all. So I do feel like somebody is very attractive, right? Somebody may have a lot of people who are romantically interested in them. And yes, you could take advantage of those people, right? But I don't feel like this person wants to. I feel like this person is learning to be in King of Wands energy, which is Leo energy for me. Learning to hold back, learning to like bask in that praise, right? Bask in that adoration if you are particularly an attractive person. Like, be in the eye of the beholder, but also, you know, using that limelight, using that position perhaps of being a naturally magnetic person, right? A natural leader, a natural somebody who's naturally comfortable with having a lot of eyes on them, to do some good in the world, you know, to make things better for people, for, you know, stroking someone else's ego and giving them a good day. Hey yo, if, you know, if you know that your energy is going to be beneficial to them. So be generous with your energy. Use that position of attractiveness to help and heal others, and not to kind of abuse that power in a way that could potentially be quite selfish. So I hope that was helpful to somebody out there. Do go and check out that description box below. I probably will get you another advice song and another song for something that you may need to hear. So go and check out those songs for Amethyst. Pick a different reading if you want more or you have a different question, and I will see you again soon. Do take care, pile one, and look after yourselves. Hello to those of you who chose pile 2, and there's Citrine. So just to say, the little baby next door is crying, so you may hear that in the background, just so you know what that is. So the song that has randomized for you, pile 2, is this beautiful image of Taylor Parks. It's Homosexual by Taylor Parks. So I don't know, maybe this is something for some of you where your sexuality is perhaps not traditional. Perhaps you're not really looking for a marriage with 2.4 children. Some of you may be looking to have a little bit of fun. So let me read some of these lyrics for you. I've been too busy last couple of weeks. Want to get wavy, want to look just like a beach. Trying to catch a vibe. No more conversations. I don't feel like waiting. I just want to enjoy myself. Act like we're in Vegas. Promise you won't say anything. And that's why I only mess with homies I'm a homosexual. But if I let you kick it, don't go feeling special. Got enough time for us to spend. I won't ever restrain you. And all of my friends can come with me. So I don't know what you're up to. I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, perhaps just looking, somebody here is probably just looking to have fun, looking to go with the flow, looking to spend time with their friends, and maybe some of those friends, you know, have a bit of a romantic time with too, but without any strings attached, without any kind of restraints. You know, it's like I'm not gonna restrain you, don't restrain me, unless, you know, you like using restraints, in which case do what you want to do. I don't know what you're doing, pile 2. Maybe if this isn't your reading, go and check out a different reading. It might just not be your placement. But again, this could be the person that you're dealing with, so fair warning. You know, we all have a different approach to romance. We all have a different approach to relationships, and there's really no right or wrong. You know, I think it's good to be accepting of others, but I do think there is it's important to be upfront about what we want from relationships from the start, because if one person's going into it expecting marriage and 2.4 children, and the other person is like, I just want to have fun, then, you know, that's somebody's going to get a little bit hurt there, aren't they? So it's honourable on both sides to be upfront about what people want. I think your words are glorious from beside and heart. So I love the word glorious. It's beautiful. I am picking up kind of the flip side of the first pile, because they did feel like there was somebody who was perhaps looking to release expectations in a relationship and just spend time with somebody that they felt very passionate about without really having any demands about what that was going to become. So maybe that's for somebody, I don't know. Let's get you one more song so we know what we're dealing with here. So another song for pile 2 for the Citrine, please. People who chose Citrine. An Afterglow by Taylor Swift. Fire signs, you're having very sexual readings. I blew things out of proportion. Now you're blue. Put you in jail for something you didn't do. I pinned your hands behind your back. Yeah, somebody's definitely into some kinky stuff, right? Thought I had a reason to attack, but no. Fighting with a true love is boxing with no gloves. Chemistry till it blows up, till there's no us. Why did I have to break what I love so much? Why did I have to break what I love so much? I'm the one who burned us down. It's not what I meant. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I don't want to do this to you. I don't want to lose this with you. I need to say, hey, it's me. Just don't let me go. Meet me in the afterglow. It's so excruciating to see you low. I just want to lift you up and not let you go. Oh, tells me this love is worth the fight. So punished you with silence. All right, so yeah, somebody's feeling a little bit guilty here about how they treated somebody else, I think. Not wanting to see the other person hurt. What do we have? The Threshold. So the Threshold is somebody who's about to take some kind of leap of faith, or make some kind of decision. I don't know if this is jumping towards somebody or something, or jumping away from somebody or something, but there's a big decision to be made here, and it does feel like it's a no going back decision. What else, please, for my lovely fire sign placements who chose Citrine? Yeah, somebody's been keeping something within. Somebody's been, somebody has a big secret, and it feels like they might be on the verge of potentially, not definitely, releasing that secret. So it could be secret feelings, could be a secret project, could be a secret, I'm hearing an announcement, I don't know, but it definitely does feel like the oyster is like clamming up, right, trapping something within. But the thing is, when you open that oyster, potentially, again, not definitely, you know, you don't know what you're going to find. There could be a really beautiful pearl inside the oyster, or there could just be a bit of gritty sand. You don't know. The thing is, you don't know until you open it. It's like Schrodinger's cat, right? You don't know until you take that leap of faith, until you open up. You don't really know what is going to become of that situation. So the oyster does talk to me about Queen of Cups energy. Sometimes she's depicted with an oyster shell, a little bit like Aphrodite coming out of the ocean in that famous Botticelli painting. So I do feel like there is something that's surfacing, something that wants to be said. 8 of Cups, but the 8 of Cups is a card about something missing, a missing piece, something that is like emotionally unsatisfying, emotionally unfulfilling. So it could be that somebody's opening up about this. I'm not satisfied with this situation. This isn't working for me. You know, this person's been bottling that up. Or it could be, you know, I'm not happy where I am, so I want to do this new thing. Yeah, just it can also be like emotional disconnect as well. So a sense of emotional distance between somebody and somebody else. But then the Sun card is here, so there is clarity coming in. There is the Sun in the Lenormand deck is a card about a power up. It's like a battery being, you know, boosted into the situation. So it's like a sudden burst of energy, or a sudden, it kind of boosts the other cards around it. So there's a boost to this 8 of Cups energy. So it may be that suddenly there's this feeling of like, I can't stand this situation anymore. I can't stand feeling like there's this emotional disconnect, or there's this missing piece. You know, I like those feelings are going to get quite overpowering, I think. Again, which is why somebody's on the threshold. Privileged lady. So there could be a privileged lady involved, perhaps somebody who is quite wealthy, or, you know, quite privileged in some sort of way. It does normally indicate a lady in this specific deck. Normally in tarot, you know, the gender's quite fluid, but you know, this is somebody who identifies as female, somebody who is privileged in some sort of way. Very comfortable. It's kind of like 9 of Pentacles energy, if you're familiar with that card, the Garden and the Gate. It's like this person's doing quite well where they are. You know, they're quite comfortable. They probably have quite a reasonable level of comfort in their life, right? They're doing better than other people. So yeah, privileged lady there. There's also, this card is an Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Diamonds translates to me as the Ace of Pentacles, which is some sort of offer being made, some sort of gift being given. So there could be some kind of gift of money or property, or an opportunity which makes somebody feel quite privileged. Messenger of Earth, yes, absolutely. So the Messenger of Earth is the messenger, or the Knight of Pentacles, sorry. In the normal tarot, this would be the Knight of Pentacles, and we know that the Knight of Pentacles comes forward with a pentacle in his hand. So somebody is moving towards somebody with some sort of gift or an offer of some kind. It is something that's tangible, it's something that's real, it's something that is divinely guided, it's something that is potentially going to be make somebody very happy. But it's very slow moving, very, very slow moving. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the whole of the tarot. So it could be that there's a lot of like red tape or loopholes, or it's a slow process in some sort of way to get this moving. But it does feel like definitely somebody is going to feel very, very privileged by something that somebody else has to offer. And again, pentacles tend to be something that's practical. So it could be a gift, it could be money, it could be property. I don't want to get too excited because, you know, they're quite big things. It could be something a bit smaller. It could be like, here you go, here's my last Rolo. I've been thinking about giving you this for a long time, and every day I have a packet of Rolos and I eat them all, and every day I think I really wish I could give that person my last Rolo. That's it's an advertising thing, for those people who aren't aware. I think maybe like 80s, 90s, the advertising for Rolos, which are kind of like pieces of chocolate, like a roll of chocolate, you'd say you give someone you love your last Rolo, right? So it's like, I've been thinking about giving you my last Rolo for a long time, and you know, here we go, I'm on the threshold of doing it, right? I'm on the threshold of saying, you know, I like you, I value you as a friend, I value you as a romantic interest, I value you generally as a person, and I want to show you that I appreciate you. It's coming through that kind of energy. So it could be a very, very small thing, or it could be a big gesture. Find balance. Find balance between your work, rest, and playtime. Hello, phone. And you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So this earth energy, this it's Virgo energy for me. The messenger of earth is Virgo energy. It does tend to be very hardworking. It does tend to be an energy that is that sustains, that is good at doing the same thing day in, day out, right? It's a hardworking energy, it's a sustaining energy. So it could be saying that somebody here is dealing with somebody who is very conscientious, very meticulous. So it could just be that, you know, this person also needs to have fun. This person needs to not just work to earn money, but, you know, enjoy that money or enjoy the rest time. It's like, are you living to work or working to live? Queen of Wands, right? Yeah, somebody is definitely, I'm going to say that if you're the one watching this with a fire sign placement, then this could definitely be you. For me, it's Sagittarian energy, can also be Leo or generally fire sign, but again, doesn't have to be. Anyone can be Queen of Wands energy at any time. But I'm inclined to say this is you. Feeling very, very confident, feeling very attractive, feeling, you know, even if you realize it or not, being quite magnetic. You know, people are drawn to the Queen of Wands. This is a very warm personality, and people like to be around this person. They're fun, they're creative, they're naturally warm and generous. So this person, though, is also loyal. If you see, she's holding a sunflower. Sunflowers are the symbol of loyalty for me, but you can be loyal and independent at the same time, and this is something that the black cat teaches us. So cats to me are loyal to the people who treat them well. If you've ever had a cat, if you feed the cat, if you offer it a warm place to stay, if you you know, give it a pet every now and again, if you keep that cat warm and happy and safe and comfortable and not stressed out, that cat's going to keep coming back to you. But if you have an environment that's perhaps quite noisy, or, you know, makes the cat feel unsettled, you know, you forget to feed it, you don't treat it well, that cat is going to just go off and find somewhere else to live. You know, it's going to find someone who treats them better. So cats are loyal as long as they're treated well, and this is because a cat has value. They know their worth, right? They're not going to stick around in a situation where they're treated badly. So I'm not sure how that energy plays out for you, but it's there. Yeah, definitely somebody who knows their value. Somebody is sitting in very high vibrational Queen of Wands energy, where it's like, yeah, I'll stick around, but you need to treat me well, which is a healthy, very healthy way to be. Stalk, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. So I'm inclined to say, I mean, some of you could be getting pregnant. You know, that's what the oyster in the shell could be, but perhaps somebody's announcing that they're pregnant, you know, on the threshold of a new life, on the threshold of a new phase of their life, that, you know, motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood. Others of you, I'm more inclined to say it is some kind of business opportunity, or because we've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and privilege privileged lady. It could be a career opportunity comes up where you're going to be earning more money. It could be that you're offered a raise. It could be that you're offered some kind of incentive, but it's going to feel very positive with the sun and the privileged lady there. But yeah, you don't want to overwork or overcommit, right? It could be a leadership position as well with the Queen of Wands. So, you know, something where you're going to be kind of, the Queen of Wands tends to be a spokesperson type energy, the person who's seen, the person who leads, the person who communicates. So you could be in a role at work where you're being like the face of the company, something like that. But yeah, don't overcommit. Kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. I mean, the messenger of earth is a planner. You know, they do things in a very steady way. I do say it's Virgo energy. I'm getting strong Taurus energy as well right now. But yeah, planning ahead, planning for the future. Perhaps some of you are saving money in some sort of way, especially if you know there's going to be some sort of change involved in whatever this, if you accept this offer or opportunity or gift, it could involve some sort of change. So plan ahead. Not unsuccessful plans. So don't worry, because I want to say rejection is God's protection, and you know, redirection is also God's protection. So if something doesn't work out, if a plan is unsuccessful, it's okay. It's just a door closing so that a better door can open for you. So just try to be high vibrational. If something doesn't work out, you know, leave the door slightly ajar so you can go and try again. You know, if this is like a workplace, you know, you don't have to, you know, quit and slam the door on your way out and burn all your bridges. You know, you want to kind of say, I've really enjoyed my time here. Thank you for the opportunities. Let me know if anything else comes up, that kind of thing. So be graceful with whatever this is. I do see something very, very positive coming towards you. So if something hasn't worked out, then it's okay. It wasn't meant to. Maybe you were meant to develop a skill while you were attempting something, right? It's like, if that opportunity comes back again, you're going to do it differently next time because you've got a little bit more skill and a little bit more experience under your belt. So it doesn't really feel too much like a love reading, which is interesting because your songs had that energy. Career, yeah, no, just to confirm there for me, it's a career reading. This is definitely work, job, finances, temporary situation. Perhaps some of you are doing temp work. Perhaps some of you are in a job where you know it's just temporary. You know it's just a means to an end. You know, a rung on the ladder. You know, maybe some of you are going through a situation in work where you're feeling a little bit. You know, should I stay or should I go? Maybe this, whatever's causing those feelings, it's just temporary. Things will probably work out. So yeah, go with the flow. Try not to sweat the closed doors too much and look for the open doors. Butterfly, the soul. So wow, butterfly, the soul. Whatever you're doing, it's good for you. It's transformative. Again, you've got a temporary situation. Butterflies, they're only caterpillars for a while. So if you've been feeling a bit like a caterpillar, you know, how do I get higher up here in my career? How do I climb the ladder? You know, I constantly feel like I'm crawling around on the ground, doing all the hard work. When is it going to be my turn to spread my wings and fly? I think that there is going to be a change. This situation where, you know, things aren't working out for you, it is temporary. There is something very, very positive coming to your way, which is going to make you feel very privileged, but it's a slow moving energy, right? So while you're waiting for it, keep working on yourself, keep being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And you know, the butterfly as well, it's very unique, it's very colourful. So I feel like there is this transformation of you taking place where you don't quite know what you're going to be when you come out of that chrysalis. So it's like you don't quite know, it's almost like you don't know what type of butterfly you're going to be yet. So you're still in this stage of forming who you are as a character, you know, what defines you as a person in that work environment. It's like, what makes you unique? What when you develop, like, what are your wings going to be like? Does that make any sense? But it's very, very good for you, I want to say. It's very transformative, it's very positive. And it also says to me, with that Gemini energy, butterflies are Gemini energy to me. Sorry, I'm learning Italian, so I was hearing fafala or fafala. I can't, I'm learning it, so I'm not great at it, but I'm hearing like the Italian word for butterfly. you fafala, I don't know. So it's it's making me laugh. You want to embrace your uniqueness, right? Because this Queen of Wands, you know, some people could say that she's not perfect because she actually has I can't think of the name of it, but there's the unique skin where you have patches of white as well as like the darker patches. So I'm not quite getting it. I don't want to say it because I'll say it wrong. It's on the tip of my tongue. So but she's using that, she's making it work for her. So I know that there's some very famous models now who have that condition where, you know, it's creates a uniqueness. It's kind of like their brand now, where they're probably going to get work that other models wouldn't have got, or they're getting work that they wouldn't have got had they not had that skin condition, because they've embraced it and they make it part of their beauty. So it's whatever your uniqueness is, embracing that and turning it into something that's empowering, right? That's unique, that's special to you. But yeah, this change, this metamorphosis that's happening. Oh, the Gemini energy, that's what I was saying. So Gemini energy is known to be a bit of a bee that jumps from flower to flower. Again, coming in with that player energy, possibly for some of you. Again, it could not be romantic. It could be more testing. It's funny that the nectar was in the first reading, and I'm just kind of seeing how those two readings connect now. You know, going around tasting different opportunities, trying different roles on for size, developing those skills. Kind of, you're in the, I want to say a lot of you have been in the exploration phase, right? What is right for me? What do I enjoy? They're actually showing me specifically, it's probably just for one of you, sometimes when people do medical training, when people are training to be a doctor, they do like rotations on different wards, where they'll spend a certain amount of time in pediatrics, and then they'll spend a certain amount of time in, I don't know, cosmetics, and then, you know, they'll spend a little bit of time on different wards, so they get a taste of like a bit of time in ER as well. So it's like, well, what works for me? Am I a good ER doctor? Am I better with working with children? So yeah, it's that kind of trial and error, but also learning a little bit of everything to figure out what is right for you. It's like, what's your soup? What is your soup going to be? When you've tried all these different ingredients, what's your soup going to be? It's funny, it's taking me back to Butterfly Soup, which is a book about how butterflies completely break down on a molecular level, and then, or the caterpillar does, and then the butterfly reforms. So it's like, you're still in the soup phase. You're still working out your recipe for success. All right, what is your advice? Sing your own song. Perfect. Perfect. I promise I hadn't looked at your cards beforehand. I didn't know that was going to be career. I was as surprised as you were, and I didn't know this was your advice. But sing your own song. I love how the way tarot works. I love that it surprises me, you know. Canary Spirit. Canary Spirit arrives to help you find your authentic voice and express what is in your heart. Free yourself to experience your inner light and let it shine. As Canary Spirit sings to remind you of your inherent joy and to support you as you sing your own song. Now is the time to let the world know who you really are, Queen of Wands. Canary Spirit's message is that you are free to be yourself and express your most cherished desires, right? What have you been holding within? The world wants to hear your song. If your inquiry is about a relationship, you're being called to be fully yourself, for only then will you find harmony and joy. You can make music with others so beautifully when your note rings true. So be authentic, embrace who you truly are and own it, right? Really enjoyed that message in that reading. I do hope that was helpful to you as well. Do take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon, and check out another pile if you need to. Yeah, bye. Hello, pile 3. Okay, a little bit of a trigger warning with this one. The song that has come through for you is from the Pikachu movie, but it's Carry On by Kygo and Rita Ora, but it's sounding to me like somebody, I don't know if somebody's lost somebody, if somebody's passed away, or if it's just that you can't be with somebody, but you, to carry on for you. Walking alone and the shores are longing. I miss your footprints next to mine. Sure as the waves on the sand are washing, your rhythm keeps my heart in time. You found me, made me into something new, led me through the deepest waters. I promise loud to carry on for you. So talk to the wind on the open ocean. I wonder if you hear me too. Wrapped in my arms with every moment, the memories that pull me through. Yeah, I promise I'll carry on for you. Keep me running, keep me coming back to you. Hold me harder, love me like you know you do. Yeah, I don't know if this is somebody who's alive or somebody who's passed away, but it feels like maybe you can't be with somebody, but it's like, I promise I'm going to keep going. You know, led me through my darkest waters. I don't know if that's leading through emotions or, you know, dark times. But it feels like a strong bond, right? It feels like, you know, if I speak to the moon, are you also speaking to the same moon as me? I don't know. Speaking to the ocean, it's very poetic, very beautiful. The word that I pulled out for you is diamond, and I was told that was the only one. Like, that's it. Diamond is it. So I don't know if this is indicating an engagement ring, perhaps a Libra, because diamond heart is Libra to me. But yeah, whatever that means to you, right? And you'll know if it's your reading. Again, use your own intuition. So again, with the detective as well, maybe somebody was a detective. I'm kind of getting father. I think the character in the Pikachu movie had lost the father, right? And like, I did a reading as well. I don't know if you want to go and watch it. It's a Tell Me Anything reading. It was a very personal message that came through for somebody, where it felt like somebody's loved one who had passed over was talking through me. And I was getting this kind of beach energy and finishing something that this person had left unfinished. So maybe you've just been watching the Pikachu movie. I don't know, that happens sometimes. I think I'm getting this deep message and then it's just somebody's watching a movie. But let's get you a song randomized on camera. So a song for the people who are going to pick the rose quartz, please. Faded, Alan Walker. You were the shadow to my light. Did you feel us? Another star, you fade away. Afraid our aim is out of sight. Want to see us alight. Where are you now? Was it all in my fantasy? Were you only imaginary? Atlantis under the sea, another dream. The monsters running wild inside of me, and I'm faded. Eternal silence of the sea. You set my heart on fire under the bright but faded light. Definitely getting like double ocean from those two songs, so I'm not sure exactly what that is for you. The ocean, the sea may be particularly important. Maybe there's some kind of nautical business going on. They were giving me a pun on nautical, like naughty, and maybe that's significant to somebody. Right, let's see what you've got then. This is going to be your advice card. I haven't looked at any of your cards yet. I don't know what they're going to be, so let's get into it. What do we have, please? The Mask. You were the shadow to my light, right? I'm getting you to read that one. Feels like somebody who saw behind somebody's mask, right? Somebody who perhaps has a darker side, whether that is just, you know, slightly difficult emotions, maybe depression, especially if you've lost somebody, right? Maybe somebody's grieving or, you know, is struggling to put on a happy face when inside there's this sense of loss or grief or darkness. But it's almost like somebody's seen you, right? Somebody's looked into your eyes. They've seen what's behind. It's like being seen when you needed to be seen, right? Somebody connecting with you when you needed that connection. The persona, the performance, the reveal. So this is slightly different from what I'm getting. We often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity, and yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. So that could talk about online alter egos. I've had this conversation with so many friends over the years where it's like, sometimes, you know, we can't decide where we're born. We can't decide which family is around us, or, you know, the people who are in our physical environment, who we connect with, who we work with, our friendship group at school, you know, the society that's around us, the traditions and the values of those people who are in our immediate environment, who we interact with day to day, may not match us. It may be that kind of ugly duckling energy coming through where, you know, we don't necessarily connect on a deep soul level with those people who are physically in our lives. So a lot of my friends who I know online, you know, especially especially maybe like a decade ago, a lot of people online would have alter egos. So again, I'm Cinderella. Hi, it's not my real name. Surprise. So it's I was talking with some of my friends recently about how a lot of us, our screen name, right, our internet name, feels much more authentic to us than our birth name, our given name. So it's like that you can, with the internet, with it having such a global reach, it's much easier to find people who are kind of your soul tribe, right? Who connect with you in a way where they have the same interests, they have the same values, they have the same beliefs. They understand you, right? You can connect with them on a much deeper level than perhaps somebody like people at your work, people who happen to land in that physical environment. The internet gives us connections with people who who match us on a soul level. So a lot of the time our internet alter ego is actually much more authentic than the way that we are conditioned or trained to present in our kind of 3D life. So that's an interesting spin, an interesting way to look at things. The we're born with a certain name, we're conditioned by our environment, but perhaps if we had true freedom to express our most inner self, what name would we choose for ourselves? What would we look like? So definitely something interesting going on there. Yet contemplate that the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows. The mask gives a voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact that side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. You are in the realm of theatre, so anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice, embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. So maybe somebody's like literally an actor or something as well. That could be another version of this. There may be mischief and deception around, and that's interesting. The others may be trying on new masks too. No one is sure who is who. It's likely you've become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into this perception bending time. Trust it. So it's a time for trying on different masks. Now this could also relate to the Citrine reading, the one that I've just done, where they had this thing about tasting a lot of different flowers, right? So for them it was coming through as career. You don't know what career is going to be right for you until you do a bit of trial and error. So it's like, enjoy the trial and error. Enjoy it could be experimenting with makeup, right? Perhaps some of you, I'm kind of getting like drag queens, perhaps for some of you, not everybody, but it's like I actually watched somebody talking about this. Who was it? I can't remember where I saw it. It was probably just one of these random videos that pop up on my YouTube feed, but it was a do you know what I think it was actually? I think it may have been this program on Netflix called The Mind Explained, and it was about personality. Yes, I think that's what it was. And there was a drag queen talking where they were saying that they found it difficult to be who they really were, they were always quite shy or awkward, and then as they started experimenting with drag, they found a freedom in it. They found a freedom to bring a part of themselves out that had been suppressed and hidden. And they were actually becoming more and more comfortable with that persona. So that could be for somebody, again, not for everybody. It may be somebody around you. I think I've given you like 3 different scenarios now of kind of how that could play out. So, you are the shadow to my light. Not sure how the songs are playing through. The lizard. I immediately got chameleon. So I do feel like there is somebody who is a bit of a chameleon personality. Again, could be dealing with Gemini. Gemini is very transformative. Feels like somebody... I'm getting the energy, not for all of you, but for some of you, there could be... Now, this could be you, or it could be somebody that you're dealing with, where somebody didn't know who they were, right? It's like their personality wasn't developed. So it was almost like, because they didn't have a strong sense of self, perhaps this could be peer pressure, perhaps this is like those teenage years for somebody, but it's like, depending on what group they were with, they had this need to try and fit in, right? So this is somebody who's very impressionable, somebody who, I remember at drama when I was doing acting as a teenager, everybody had Doc Martens on, right, with the colourful laces. And I didn't particularly like them. I like big boots, but Doc Martens, I don't know, I don't think they suited me. But I got a pair, right, because everybody else had a pair. And I never really felt comfortable. They didn't really feel like me. I had some other boots that were, you know, similar, but not quite as wide, that I felt like suited me better. I felt more comfortable in them. I could move more easily in them. So, and I love Doc Martens on other people, but yeah, they didn't suit me. So it's that kind of energy though of like, you know, wanting to fit in with a group. So adapting your personality and bending to suit whatever the trend is of the group. But it leads you to somebody who is like not authentic, right? They don't know who they are. But it's, again, like, I didn't know if I was going to like Doc Martens until I got some. And as much as I felt like I loved my drama group, you know, and I didn't know what was and wasn't right for me until I tried it. So it's that same kind of thing. It's like trying different things to figure out what do you like. It really feels like a spillover from the Citrine reading, because they had this like personality suit business. It's like, what are the ingredients to your personality suit? But I'm getting kind of like, it's almost like blank slate energy, a person who is very impressionable, so they're adapting to different situations without really having a strong sense of who they are. So yeah, I'm kind of getting as well, like with lizards, with them being cold-blooded, it's like they need the heat of others to warm them up. So I'm getting this kind of blank slate personality coming through. Again, I don't know if this is you or others. It's like, who am I? Who am I? The Hierophant. So higher learning, somebody could be like at university, for example. University is known to be a very experimental phase of people's lives. Yeah, the Hierophant is kind of teacher energy. It can indicate things like God as well, religion, you know, which religion suits me. Maybe feeling a bit like an ugly duckling in, you know, the environment that you grew up in, you know, especially if you were perhaps gay or part of the LGBTQT plus community. You know, maybe you just had this feeling of like, I don't fit in here, my values are different. So soul searching, trying to find a spiritual truth that is right for you. So somebody could also be like asking for higher wisdom, higher guidance. I'm just getting this kind of like, who am I energy. The Dog card. So I do feel like I'm dealing with somebody who has perhaps grown up with you know, the people in their physical environment, the people who are, you know, the family, the community around them, the people who they know on a real, like 3D, like, hello, I can shake your hand level, perhaps do have a certain set of values, a certain set of rules. The Hierophant is particularly Taurus energy. I'm getting a bit of Caps as well, but it's like, because Cappy is very by the book. So following the rules, wanting to fit in, wanting to bend, wanting to yeah, wanting to fit in with the rule book, wanting to fit in with what society demands of them. But with this, because the dogs are very loyal, right? The dogs are, you give a dog a set of rules. You are not allowed on the couch, you know, you're not allowed to eat food off the floor, you are going for a walk when I tell you to walk. So as beautiful as dogs are, they are a very they tend towards being quite a passive animal. They tend towards being a you know, they follow the rules. They're people pleasers. This is a people pleaser energy. It's like, what do you demand of me, master? So again, it's this feeling of the real self, the true self, almost being suppressed to the point of what matters more is what has been, what it's like, this person's been trained, right? This person's been trained by the the society, the family, the community around them into fitting a certain mask, fitting a certain role. So with this people pleaser energy, with this adapting to fit in, I think there's something that hasn't been expressed or explored or even recognized deep within this person. So perhaps this person does escape online to let a different part of themselves out. I do feel like there is this sense of this person gaining some higher knowledge, gaining some higher wisdom, and preparing to take the lead. I always see this dog as taking the lead, right? It's that they're becoming their own boss now in some sort of way. With this 10 of Hearts as well, this is the 10 of Cups. So this is happiness shared with other people. So there's definitely this something about wanting to fit in, wanting to resonate with a community, wanting to be accepted, wanting to not be an ugly duckling, but to be, you know, the swan, right? With the family of swans. Kind of keep getting this reference this last week. Yeah, trapped by the rule book, trapped by expectations, trapped by society's demands of what you should be. But again, with this energy of being seen, I always think that this person is, this little mouse is kind of like the visitor. It's like the only person coming to visit is this little mouse. It's like this person's seen by this little friend kind of thing. It's like the mouse is like, I'm going to go and try and find the key. I'm going to try and get you out. The Empress. Libra Taurus energy, so you've got double Taurus. There could be a mother figure involved here. There could be something about a boss, a mother, a wife possibly, but it tends to be somebody higher, right? The Empress is up on a pedestal. So with the Hierophant and the Empress and imprisonment, there could be something where somebody has had quite a controlling parent, perhaps, a controlling boss, a controlling mother. It could be that somebody is coming into their own Empress energy now where, you know, the Empress knows who they are. You know, the Empress is all four queens of the tarot. They know exactly who they are, right? There's but if this is Libran energy, Libra can be quite passive, quite adaptive. They're a peacekeeper, right? They want to keep situations stable. So, you know, again, if somebody has Libra in the chart, they could be suppressing parts of themselves because they don't want to rock the boat. But I wouldn't say an Empress would do that. The Empress is the embodiment of unconditional love. The Empress is nurturing. The Empress is when the Empress shows up in a reading, there's a huge amount of potential. So it could be telling me that somebody hasn't tapped into their own potential because they don't know who they are. It's like they've been trying to fit in with everybody else when all this time they've had this Empress within them waiting to come out, right? This strong yin energy character who's nurturing, who's loving, who's creative, who's supportive, who's expressive. And yet this very powerful energy has remained hidden. Temptation, the Devil card, there's Capricorn again. And the Ace of Water, the Ace of Cups. So with the Emperor showing, there's a lot of potential. And with the Ace of Water, this is, again, potential energy. Aces are something very new. It's kind of an opportunity that's been brought in by the universe. And water is cups, so it's emotions. So it does feel like there is an opportunity here for a friendship or a soul connection, right? That could be developed. Also, there could be something about gender roles. The Empress is an authority figure, a female authority figure, and the seahorse traditionally is the one that nurtures the babies, carries the babies around in the pouch. I do feel like there's something to do with gender roles. The Devil card, the Temptation card, it's kind of coming through the message of a little bit of what's bad for you is actually good for you. But I feel this energy of, I mean, there's a heart being taken out of this apple or peach. So, and with it not being the traditional devil card, and with the Hierophant being here, because you've got heaven and hell here, technically, God and the devil showing up in one reading. I was already picking up on somebody who's perhaps questioning their belief system, but I don't feel like it's their belief system. I feel like they're questioning the belief system that they've grown up with. They're questioning the rule book, right? It's like asking bigger questions, asking questions they've not asked before. So, you know, to perhaps some kind of paternal figure, whether that's a father, like literally a father, or a priest, or just God in general. It's like asking those bigger questions, asking, what is the meaning of life? Why am I here? You know, are these rules that I've been given necessarily right for me? You know, I can see how they other people benefit from them, but like they're not resonating with me on a soul level here. So it's almost like being a little bit tempted by something you were told was wrong, being a little bit tempted to explore new avenues. It's almost like, again, it's a little bit of what's bad for you can be good for you, because it's promoting this person to think for themselves. Because I'm really getting this energy of somebody who they've always been told what to do. They've always been a people pleaser. They've always been told what's right and wrong, where they're starting to question that a little bit and to bring in their own thoughts and ideas. And you can only really discover what really is right and wrong for you on a soul level by trying a few things. So feels a little bit like experimentation, very slow, very safe, very it's like just a nibble, right? It's just a nibble. But actually having a little bit of a taste of the forbidden fruit, and actually thinking, do you know what? This forbidden fruit is actually what's right for me. You know, maybe Eve wanted to have babies. I don't know. It's almost like having a taste of something that you've always been told is wrong. You know, always been told that, you know, they're giving me, if you know, an old wives' tale, that, you know, the thing that you were told would give you hairy hands, you know, don't do that, you'll get hairy hands, you know, and then you do it and you think, well, actually this is this works for me and I don't have hairy hands. It's that kind of energy. It's like, oh, actually this thing that's always been denied, or I've always denied myself, it's actually for me. You know, it's actually what I've been searching for. It's actually what I want. And it's coming in with this Ace of Cups energy. So it does feel like it's connected to some sort of friend or positive relationship in your life. Protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. So somebody's being quite secretive about this. They're not it's like having a taste of that fruit and being like, oh my goodness, I just need to sit here and savor that taste in my mouth, right? I just need to sit here and savor the moment. But it's like not quite ready to go back and tell everybody else about it. It's just, I want to say it's just for you. I'm really getting the word sweet. Again, I keep getting Italian now. It's like dolce, right? It's like the lips as well. I don't know, maybe you've kissed somebody. It's like I'm really sensitive about my lips, like tasting something or kissing somebody. Oh, wow, really, really felt that in my chest then. It was just like all the wind was sucked out of me. Like, and I had to clutch my chest like she's doing. There is a crossroads or a conflict. There is a conflict because you found something that's right for you that you've always been told is wrong. So what are you going to do with that? You need a moment. You need a moment to figure out what this means to you. Man, dealings or relationship with a man. So there's a man involved somewhere at some point. Throne, hello, position of authority. Trouble and accusations. Here's the problem. Broken ring, a parting of the ways, either in romance or business. So that feels like some of you, it could be at work, right? You've, or maybe there's career involved in some way where it's like, it feels like falling in love with the wrong person, right? But they're the right person for you. It's just everybody else thinks it's wrong. So it's like somebody's position is at stake here. Somebody could be accused of things. You know, it's like out of the frying pan into the fire kind of energy. And it feels like with this Two of Swords being a crossroads, it's like, well, what do you choose? Do you choose work or do you choose romance? It's like you can't have both. It's like if you decide to be with this person, you know, there's a business conflict there. But if you choose to continue working here, you can't be with that person. So and I don't know what this is for you, but somebody feels trapped. Somebody feels like they're this chameleon energy, right? It's like they've constantly been people pleasing. They've constantly been doing things for other people and not themselves, right? They've never really, it's almost like they've never really tasted this sweetness before or something like that. They've never really had something that, oh, hello to me. I'm sorry about that if you heard that. It's like maybe like with this steak as well, like maybe somebody's just getting really hungry. It's like I've never really had a taste of something that was just for me. You know, I've never had a taste of something that felt like it was for me. I've always done everything for everybody else, and now it's like, do you want to keep people pleasing? Do you want to keep doing things for everybody else and not yourself, or do you want to finally have a slice of the pie or a slice of the cake, right? I don't know. There's a bittersweetness to this. The dolphin. Happiness, yeah, because it's your happiness. It's your 42, right? It's the answer to life, love, and everything. Giving me Wolf Alice again. Life can be short, but life can be sweet. And be peace. That's half of 42. 21 is half of 42. So it's like, be at peace with whatever decision you make. Definitely a message here for anyone who's lost anyone, you know, doves. They're giving me Prince, When Doves Cry. My heart just pounded. Could be a parting of the ways. Let's read Dove Spirit. It's funny, I've opened it on 12 as well, 21 and 12. Canary Spirit. Canary Spirit came out for pile 1, so I don't know if you want to watch that as well. No hard feelings, baby, the next time we meet, right? And what's really interesting as well is right next to Dove Spirit is, oh, it's Dragonfly. I thought it was Dolphin Spirit. Maybe it is. Maybe it's this way. Ah, there's a message in that as well. This and that are true. This, somebody's conflicted. It's like both are true. It's like two parts of the self feeling pulled in two different directions, when actually, ideally, you want to bring those energies into alignment. Be peace. With her peaceful cooing, the gentle dove spirit invites you to experience the energy of peace and allow compassion to warm your heart. You always have the power to generate peace within you, and the appearance of dove spirit is a reminder that today and every day is a good day to meditate, to quiet any turbulence within as you embody tranquility. Above, below, and all around you, much may be happening to distract you, but you are called to engage it with the heart of a peacemaker, adding yourself, what would peace do? Again, with the Libran energy popping through. Can you agree to disagree? The peace you seek rises within and spreads out into the world as Spirit sends her messenger to remind you of the beauty of a harmonious existence with all that is. How beautiful and powerful is your compassionate heart. So be compassionate, but not just for other people. Be compassionate for yourself as well. I'm going to read Dolphin Spirit as well, even though the card's not here, but we do have this dolphin. So it says, this and that are true, just because it seems to be tying in with this Two of Swords energy, this crossroads energy, right? Dolphin Spirit, like her earthly manifestation, is a reminder of duality, as the dolphin is both, and again we've got duality here, as the dolphin is both mammal and sea creature, so too is Dolphin Spirit both this and that. Two truths coexist, the story you tell and another as well. The duality of life is present when we are suffering, for there is a blessing too in the helpers that appear. Within clouds are silver linings. When we later reflect on what happened, we can see that a situation was both this and that, and a choice led to both joy and sorrow, right? No relationship is either all good or all bad. All good or all bad. So if you're gonna love me, and hurry and love me so I know what that means. If you're gonna hate me, then hurry and hate me so I can leave, because I can't hate you and love you at the same time. And in the end, you'll get what you want and I'll be fine. So whether you love me or hate me, baby, give me a sign, because I can't read your mind. That's Taylor Parks. No relationship is either all good or all bad, and people have qualities of both light and shadow, right? Focus on the positive, for light exists alongside the darkness. Dolphin Spirit calls for you to come up from below and enjoy a weightless moment in the sun as you dive in and out of this and that. So happiness again here, right? Accepting and even enjoying the duality of life. Why not join Dolphin Spirit in acknowledging and affirming the blessings present in this moment? In all areas of your life, there are aspects of both this and that. Today you can celebrate this fact and recognize the complexity and beauty of the fabric of the universe. You are at a place right now where your past self is still present as you move towards the new self you are becoming. Aspects of both selves are present, so even if you want to say goodbye to what was, you are required to find solace in this between time. Today is not a day to choose one over another either, but rather to accept things as they are without judgment or resistance. Even in matters of the heart, duality is present. Your next action will be obvious when you drop your bias and see things as a whole. So definitely getting that Libra diamond heart energy coming through as well, because I say when you shine a light through a diamond, it's multifaceted. It breaks the light up into a rainbow, right? So a lot of different colours. You know, there's a changeability to Libra and also Gemini energy. So I don't know if you're connecting with an air sign. But, you know, the thing is you can see the whole diamond. You know, it's transparent. You can see clearly through it. There's nothing being hidden. Just because you may see different sides of a person on different days doesn't mean that they're hiding anything from you or that they're not being authentic. It's just sometimes you have to wear a certain mask in a certain place to fit in with a certain group. That's not inauthentic, it's just using one aspect of the self, right? It's zeroing in to one of those spectrums of colors where perhaps a different spectrum will be better on a different day. So for example, I may act differently you know, I did teacher training. I may act differently in a classroom or around other teachers than I do playing computer games online. You know, it doesn't mean that either part of that is untrue. It just means that I'm utilizing a different aspect of my personality at that point. So complex messages coming through there. Somebody's definitely doing a lot of soul searching here in terms of their identity. I think don't feel like you have to paint yourself into a corner. So if, for example, you were trying to label your sexuality, maybe you're thinking, well, I'm not straight, but I'm not, you know, I wouldn't describe myself as like gay either. Perhaps, you know, perhaps I'm bisexual, but then that doesn't quite match what I am. So it's like you don't necessarily have to label your sexuality or label your personality in any sort of way. You know, what is true to you is true to you. You know the fruit that you taste, and you know it tastes good to you, it tastes good to you. You don't have to know the name of the fruit. It's making me laugh. My dad grew up in Nigeria, and there was a fruit there and it was just called fruit. So he was trying to describe this fruit to me, and he was like, I don't know, it was just called fruit. Like, can I have fruit? And you'd be given this fruit. So it's like you don't have to name the fruit, you just have to enjoy it, right? There's more important things than labels. Take care of yourselves. Go and check out a different reading if that wasn't your reading, or perhaps you want to know more. I definitely saw a connection in there with the Amethyst reading and the Citrine reading too. Go and check out the other the air signs, the earth signs, the water signs if you have anything going on in your chart there, or you know, maybe you're cross watching, I don't know. And yeah, use your intuition. It's up to you this week to figure out which reading is for you. You know, let that voice within guide you. I hope it was helpful. Do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.